Hey guys, it's Messin, and welcome back to another Larptastic vlog. So, I'm freezing currently. It is 9 degrees Celsius since it rained last night, so I'm really cold and I can't be bothered to get out of my sleeping bag. So what ended up happening last night was we went to the house where Arteria and Monique were, and we basically just smashed all the pillars and everything. Like, took us 5 minutes to do that compared to last time when we got completely wrecked. So that was good. So Arteria, Monique, and Tobias, because Tobias had gone missing too, they're all back. They're all like chilling and everything. Like, it's all good now. And so for my IBGAs, I ended up, so my first one was we staked out the house. So we saw Arteria was there, we saw the Dark Fit couldn't get in, and we heard 12 nights before the Hunter's Moon come and my power will be at its fullest. So I think that was referring to last night. My second IBGA was I went to go see Opal and kind of regain her trust and everything. And I did that. She says she's worried about me, and like, I'm always be reassured that she's my friend. And then I ended up, for my last one, going to talk about the symbol and being really obnoxious about it. And some shady dude in a corner was like, yo, you need to go to darker places, like shadier places, and he freaking vanished when I looked back. So Hazel's probably gonna go poke around in places she shouldn't. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I'll fill you guys in later. See you in a bit. Hey guys, so I'm home. Oh boy, was the rest of this vent a doozy. So what ended up happening Saturday morning was this. So I'm a bit blurry, so I may not be correct on some of this due to the fact stuff that happened Saturday night just completely made Saturday morning and afternoon just go away. So I believe what happened was this portal opened up in the ground. It was like this weird green, brown, like purple color. Like, it just didn't look right, and a bunch of goblins just came pouring out of it, so we had to beat the crap out of those, and then the portal like solidified, and so we're just like, okay. So that was Goblin King stuff, and so then the woods were live, so we went in. We found a couple of different mob boards. The ones I remember, there were 4. I only remember 3, which was there was a wagon missing its wheel, or like a wagon wheel or something like that, a circle of mushrooms, and we heard a battle cry off in the distance. So what ended up happening was we ended up doing a double hook mod, because Dame Rendell, who is this knight, she's kind of important. She's sort of the mom to one of the heirs of the throne, since the heir of the throne is Persephone and she's only like 3, she's gonna be the one running the kingdom. So she's kind of a big deal. So I wasn't on that part because it was supposed to be a double hook. So double hook mods mean that one group is the enemies they fight, and then, so one group is the group they fight, and then we switch, and when it comes to like the mushroom mod, they would be the enemies we fight and we'd be doing their thing. So I ended up just being a guard. We kind of wandered around a bit. We didn't really do too much, honestly. Then we ended up, the double hook didn't happen actually. The mushrooms happened on Sunday due to the fact it was past dinner time, because dinner starts at 6. It was like 6:39 when we finished that mod, so we were like, okay, we'll call it here. Then what happened after that was a lot. The gardener, which is the last piece of the fakers, his realm opened up, so we were like, guess where we're going. So what we had to do in the gardener's realm was there were these traps. They were motion sensors light, and if you got caught by one, You had to stick your arms out in a T-pose, spin around in a circle, and anyone you hit and you, both feet stuck to the ground for like 5 or 10 seconds. I don't know exactly because I never got hit by one, luckily. But some of the monsters had these seeds, and we had to plant these seeds, and then the person who had to take it had to be like corrupt. So first person to try is Valus, and he's kind of known as being like the evil person in the town. I mean, he's sort of evil, but like not enough that we have to murder him or arrest him. That didn't work. It said no to him. Then we tried Lord Ghost, who I believe almost started a war from what he told me, but I may be incorrect. And that didn't work. Then my friend Etienne tried it, and yep, said yeah, you're my guy. The running theory with that is Etienne is a cryptozoologist. So we believe when he was an ogre, he did a bunch of bad stuff because he race changed into an ogre to study them, and he did a bunch of bad stuff, which made him corrupt. So then after that, we went to the Century Tree, which is in the original Thrush Peak. There is this Fey tree, and when we got there, it was like dead. There was shadowy spectrals all around it, I believe, and we had to get the 3. Oh wait, before that, Child Elvita showed up. Elvita? I'm not sure how to say it, but which is a Fae, and one of the people who had the curse wasn't there that gather, so this was kind of their solve, and said someone else has to take it. So this new barbarian took it, and we went and we did that. Got the pieces in the tree. I didn't get to see too much of it because I ended up getting feared and just booked it through everyone and like escaped because I heard we're leaving, and I'm like, okay, cool, and in my fear formed I was like, bye, and I left. Later that night, this scavenger racial enemy came out. Problem with that was so it would have been fine, but we had 2 new scavengers technically in town. Diana, which is my friend Lauren's alt, and this new girl who was playing her own scavenger. So the scavenger didn't get the new girl, but it marked her tent. Oh, it got to Lauren. I heard it over in my tent, and I was like, wait, Diana's sleeping in there. So I book it over there, and of course it's there, and Diana comes out, and she does her rabbit thing and runs away, like wide circles from us. And she ends up getting obliterated, which was fun. So we ended up, actually, after that, we had a really nice time around the campfire. I was really enjoying myself. And of course, that can't happen in Thrush Peak. Nothing nice can last long in Thrush Peak, apparently. That's just, the universe can't have us having a nice, peaceful, fun time around a campfire, can it? So these vampires rolling around, which people knew as, like, Dean, I believe was the name. And there was a bunch of them, like a bunch of clones. And they were whooping our butts. There was like 10, 12 of us. Some of us got created as undead, and we were told by Dorian to run to the rutabaga. And Dorian got down, Catriona got down, and like in Hazel's mind, I was like, these are the only 2 people that can get us into the fucking ward. We need them up. So Hazel took Dorian, picked him up, like fast walked to with Atiri with Catriona to the rutabaga as Monique, I believe she was with us, and she went off to do her like a little road thing and like defend us and stuff. We get there, I first aid Dorian, he's back up. Eventually we get everyone in the ward. Problem, Monique and a guy named Tobias are not with us. And Monique is on her Blackstone, which means if you haven't been following this, Blackstone in my game is your final life. So if you die and you go dead, you will not resurrect. You won't come back. So everyone's like, oh no, we're all flipping our shit. And so we make a plan to go run out. They were gone. What ended up happening was Tobias later on ran in with Monique's finally dead corpse. Put her down, and she turned into ash and blew away in the wind. So I got to experience my first real final death. Hazel wasn't super close with Monique. I mean, she considered her a friend, so, you know, of course I cried and stuff, but, like, Atiri, like, was like one of her best friends, and Tobias, which was one of her best friends, were, like, wailing, freaking out. It was very sad. So the next morning, we kind of had to let everyone know that happened, and we were torn between doing the double hook still and doing the mushroom mod. We ended up doing the mushroom mod. So, do the mushroom mod. Things didn't get better. They ended up animating, and a lot, like 2 out of 3 of our healers were in a circle, so that didn't really help too much. And we ended up, the tricks to the mushroom was, you licked one of, and they were all elementals. You licked one, and then you got an elemental strike, and you just poked the opposite one with that, and it instantly exploded. We didn't have time to lick mushrooms, so we ended up getting kind of flanked. We had to retreat. I ended up like possuming. I had 2 hit points. My good friend Melma was down. Another person was down, and her name was Fifi beside her, and like Paquette, I think was his name, which is this new half orc. And I'm just like, I can't get them. Like, I was thinking of crawling over the light potion because there were still people in the circle. And then they bolted, and I was just like, I just literally, as soon as they bolted, I'm like, I have to get out of here, and I ran. And so we got in shit for that later, but I'll get to that later because more things happened. So that portal I mentioned earlier, it ended up turning like into a perfect circle and like definitely different. And so me and my friend Magpie went, oh shit, that's different. And so like dumbasses, our weapons aren't in our hands. I poke it, she puts her foot down on it, teleported in without our weapons. I'm out of game. I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. People end up throwing her weapons in, and like, so one of her friends, Etienne, got impaled with like one of Magpie's swords. It was kind of a mess. So we get to the Goblin King, we silence him, we take off his like articles, instantly dies. Those relics he was wearing seem to be keeping him like alive, and we just hear anarchy going around. We end up pushing out, people got loved and stuff. It was kind of nuts. And then at one point we had like a chase because fire or lava was following us. So Lord Ghost tried to pick the door, but we just ended up freaking the fuck out. So I just like they started loading and shatters into and stuff, and I'm like, I'm just hitting it with my sword, and I hit it with my sword a bunch, and we ended up escaping. When I got back, that's when I got a little chewed out because it was like, why didn't you go back? Why did you leave your family? Like, they were very hurt because, you know, her family and friends left her behind. Problem was, on an out-of-game level, the person running the mod told us, if we escape, we can't go back in. So we, even if we wanted to, we could not go back in. So it was just kind of like, I really wish we could have gone back in, but we weren't allowed to. So it just really sucked, and Hazel isn't in a good mood, and her group's mad at her, and she's kind of being like exiled in a sense, on timeout really. So yeah, she's on timeout, and that really sucks. So she's gonna be cranky, and if they're still cranky about it, she's probably gonna be like, cool, you're still cranky about it and being petty? Great, I'm leaving the group for now. Have fun being petty. But she got chewed out for that, and I also found out Lord Ghost ended up getting love to me because they were throwing love bombs, right? And I was the only person in front of him. So apparently he got love to me, and like I didn't even notice because whoosh, anything like that over my head, just whoosh. So like he was apparently throwing like a couple like nicknames like Sweetheart and like Honey and stuff. He was gonna let me wear this super like rare goblin relic, which he doesn't do stuff like that. He offered to get me like a Coke from his like trailer because he was gonna go get one. That was the only one I caught and was kind of like, that's weird. Why is he doing that? But I kind of thought he was trying to be nice and he was talking to me more, and I was just kind of like, and he also like took less gold, and I was just kind of like, okay. And out of game, he was like, he told me, he was like, yeah, sorry if I was being creepy, like, I got love to you, and I was just like, what? Like, I was like, okay, you got love to me? Like, I didn't even notice. But it was a really good game, very emotional. I'm dealing with a lot of bleed currently, just from everything. But yeah, I hope this video wasn't too long. I know this part alone's 12, running on like 13 minutes. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Actually, before I go, quick update. So some of my files got erased, so if stuff's different, like my end card or my intro, that is why. Also, I have created a Ko-fi. So if you would like to leave me a tip for what I do, I mean, it's up to you. The link will be down in the description if you'd like to kind of be like, yeah, I like that. And you can leave a tip for my Ko-fi if you really want. It's no obligation, no nothing. But if you appreciate my content and want to help, I'm trying to save up for a new camera that isn't my phone for the channel. So that would really help me out. And yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.